Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. In case you're new here, oh yeah, I want to know you. What is your name and where in the world are you tuning in from? And to all of my returning subscribers, thank you for your support. Like I see you and you see me. Thank you for all that you do. Today we're going to be continuing. Yes, so we'll be continuing with last week's topic, which is how to master self-discipline. And last week I actually started. So if you missed last week's episode, please go ahead and catch up on it. And today I also, please guys, this is not just a one-way traffic. I want to learn from you guys. I want to hear from you guys as well. I'd like to hear from you. How do you master self-discipline? Are you someone that struggles, with self-discipline? And in case you don't struggle with it anymore, can you share tips, with us in the comments as I share my own tips as well. So without further ado, let me also go ahead and introduce myself. So guys, while you introduce yourselves, in case you're new here, please introduce yourselves in the comments. So besties, my name is Miriam. The comment section is open, just so you know, and it's open for a reason. It's not just by design. It's meant to be used. So please introduce yourselves in the comments. So guys, my name is Miriam. I'm based here in California. Like this video and do well to share. I'm based in California. I'm a wife, a mom, a student, an entrepreneur. I'm also a fashion designer. I am a fashion designer, guys, and I made my outfits, my beautiful, gorgeous outfits by myself. And if you want to make your outfits, shameless plug, go ahead and send me an email, ceo@chassiseverything.com. I service people in Canada and United States only. And it's a luxury fashion brand, just in case you're not aware of that. Do want to also follow us on Instagram, Chassis Everything, and also do want to, check out our website, chassiseverything.com. And let's get right into today's business. So come with me, guys. Let's go. Let's go. So guys, what exactly what is self-discipline? Self-discipline is that thing that allows us to stay focused on our goals. Yes. Self-discipline helps us to, stay in control of ourselves. And it also helps us, react to different situations without being too emotional. You know what I mean? So you have to be self-disciplined to, navigate life. Honestly, because if you lack self-discipline, you're already twice defeated. I tell you, you're already twice defeated in the race of life if you lack self-discipline. And that's why I'll be discussing, certain tips and tricks that helps me, become self-disciplined. And of course, I'm sure you're aware, some people wonder even to this day how I'm able to, show up on my various YouTube channels like every single time. And today I'm going to share with you the tips that helps me, with being self-disciplined. So come with me, guys. Let us go. So guys, the first thing you need to do is you need to ask yourself, like I shared last week, you ask yourself, what is that thing that you're struggling, to be disciplined with? What is that thing that you're struggling? Is it sugar? Is it a vice? What exactly is that thing that you just can't help it? Like you've tried and tried and tried, but somehow it feels like the more you try, the more it looks like you're just behind. So today I want to share with you how you can practice self-discipline. And like they say, practice makes perfect. Yes, practice. And I'm not gonna tell you, oh, you have to be self-disciplined today and then you have to get everything right today. No, there are steps to this thing. I tell you, there are steps to it. I mean, being disciplined, it's a long, it's a long journey. It's not something that you can just start today and then because you're expected to fail somewhere along the line. Yeah, sometimes you're gonna fall on the wayside, and you got to just pick yourself back up and try again. Being self-disciplined goes beyond just saying, okay, I'm gonna be self-disciplined with this thing now, and going forward like a robot you would start being self-disciplined. No, that is not how it works, I tell you. And there are lots of things that you can use to actually to groom yourself to get to that point. So guys, I would say that exercise helps to train yourself. You need to train your mind. You need to retrain your mind, because a lot of us grew up having things done for us, and because of that we don't even know what it feels like to get things done by ourselves without being asked to do it, without being reminded to do it. You get to a point, that's why it's called self-discipline, because no one will do it for you. It's a job that nobody's gonna do for you, I tell you. So talking about self-discipline is something you have to do by yourself. Yes, I tell you. So when you improve your self-discipline, you also get to improve your will. Yes, you improve your will. Those things that you lack self control with back then, you see them and you're like, what was I thinking? And I'll use myself as a personal example. Before, when I was growing up, ask my siblings, I love to eat. I loved food. I loved food. Like, I love, like it's going out of fashion. But I got to a point where I saw myself fasting. This is not the Islamic fast where you go and break your fast somewhere in the afternoon. Back then in high school, you go and break your fast somewhere and then you come back looking like, oh, I'm tired, I'm hungry now. This is something that's it comes from within. It's not pushed, it's not forced. It's something that it's a place where you get to, and you can only get better from there, you can only grow from there. So that's why I said, being self-disciplined is your own personal job. No one is going to do it for you. Yes, when we talk about self-discipline, see guys, self-discipline is a soft skills. It's a soft skill. Yes, it's a soft skill. It's like replacing a bad habit. It's you can apply it to a lot of settings, a lot of situations in your life. And when you learn to practice emotional self-regulation, guys, I want to tell you that this is something that's it takes time, but you have to trust the process. It's like learning to self-manage yourself, manage yourself. When you take personal responsibility for your own behavior, and then see, there was this challenge that was done. I saw it on social media about kids. So parents set their kids up, their kids that with their favorite meals. Some had their favorite desserts, and they put a camera in front of them. The kids didn't know, obviously. They're like, some of them are under one, like seriously, and some of them are like 1 year old, 2, 3, 4, and then they put their favorite food in front of them, or desserts, and the parents was like, oh, give me a minute, don't touch this cookie in front of you, I'll be right back. And then they leave, and the camera of course is on, and some of the kids some of them were looking at the food, they were looking at the cookie, and they were like, oh, should I, mommy's almost here, like some of them, but none of them actually feel. That's interesting. None of the kids actually ate their cookie before the parents came. That is what self. I'm not saying these kids have already developed, but that was an example, from kids, where you actually see that thing that you lack self control over. You are looking at that thing, and on a normal day you would have devoured it, but you're looking at it and you're walking away. Like, no, we're not doing this. Honestly, for me, when I did the fast, like I said, I used to love food a lot growing up. So the first time I did my fast for 21 days, I did for 42 days, 21 days 2 times, and for the 21 days 3 times, which was a total of 63 days of fasting. Guys, ever since I was able to complete that fast, there's no food in the world that I would see that would be too enticing, that I would think I've not had before. Even if I've not had it before, I don't care. I don't want it. So I think at that time, back then in those days, I think it was FOMO. My problem then was fear of missing out. I don't know why I felt that I have to eat this thing, but you have to get to a point where even when you're looking at those things that you don't typically have control over in the past, now you are in control. Now you have gained an advantage, and now you can be yourself, around that thing that you once used to lose control over. So one thing I want to tell you is to start taking small actions, yes, to make things better. Start taking tiny little actions. Maybe you're someone that loves drinks, maybe you're someone that loves to take sweet things. You can start by drinking water. Drink water for just one day and see, oh, water is actually sweet. Oh, water is actually good. Water is actually more beneficial. Water is actually better than taking, all of those drinks that have been taken. And then you see that you can actually, and then please celebrate yourself. When you do the one and you successfully, stay without taking something sweet on the first day, please celebrate yourself. And that's why I always say celebrate every little wins, celebrate that little win and say, yes, I did it. And then that is a testament that you can do it again and again and again. Yeah, sometimes you fall, like I said, you will fall. And that's why I said Rome was not built in a day. You have to fall and try again and try again and try. That's where you start to build muscles, for self-discipline. Now, do the things that hurt you less. Do those things that hurt you less. And with time, you get to a point where you can, actually, thank you, Miss V Designs for you. Thank you. I appreciate you. I made my dress, by the way. Yes. So you have to get to a point where you are actually, doing those things without being asked to do it, without being pressured to do it, without being told to do it. And last week I mentioned that, I started lifting dumbbells, right? And everybody is lifting 8 kg. I don't know why I bought 10 kg. No, 10 pounds, not 10 kg. Hi, Lappy Tappy. Oh, thank you for joining. Where are you watching from? What's up? So I was lifting 10 pounds instead of 8 pounds. Actually, when I went to get it in the store, I didn't find 8 pounds. I only found 5 pounds and 10 pounds. So I picked the 10 pounds. 10 pounds, and then I started lifting. It was hard. Even last week it was still hard, but it wasn't as hard as the first time I started lifting, because I want to, I want to tone my arms and make it. Here I am. So today is Sunday. I usually go live every Sunday on my YouTube channel where I share different motivational, topics like how to master the art of self-discipline, how to believe in yourself, how to, develop your self-confidence, and different various other topics. In case you missed all my live stream, you can also check out my videos, and type live. I mean, click on live, then you see all the live streams that I have been, putting out every Sunday. So if you want to catch me live, I'm available on Sundays 1 o'clock to 1:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and that is what I do. But typically on my channel, it's a grants channel. So I share grants information. I should sing a song for you. How? Really? Okay, Ongwano in regional languages. Okay, don't worry, just hang in tight. Let's see. So my channel is actually for grants. It's a grants channel where you can apply for free money for your small businesses, for nonprofits, grants for women, and all kinds of grants on my YouTube channel. But today we're talking about, how to master the art of self-discipline. Lappy Tappy, is there something that you struggle with, that, you lack, discipline in? Let's discuss it. Let's discuss the way forward. So I said, do the things that hurt you less, So it was kind of like painful when I started lifting the dumbbells, but I did it for 15. I still do 15 minutes. 15 minutes, but I'm typically someone that does, things. I stretch things. Yeah, I always do. When I started skipping, I was doing 1,000 skips in a day. 1,000 skips in a day. So I love to stretch things. But for someone like me to do 15 minutes dumbbell, I can do 1 hour. Like on a normal day, someone like me, for me, I would do. No one is it doesn't matter, Lappy. My goals are different from what you may be thinking. So I create content for people who, are definitely, not everyone is going to join me live, definitely, but people are going to come back and watch the replay, and they're going to be blessed by the video. So I'm not here looking for fame left, right, and center. No, I am loved at home. I don't need, external validation or public validation. So thank you. But yes, that is, way outside of why I do the things that I do. And thank you for that comment. So you need to push yourself. Yes, you need to also push yourself into discomfort a little bit. You need to stretch it. And I also give the example of, the dumbbells that I carry. So at some point, definitely I'm going to push it from 15 minutes to 30 minutes. Push yourself into discomfort a little bit so that you can get better, over time. So I will be doing that. It's something that I owe myself, because I have my goals. I have a timeline for when, I want to start seeing noticeable differences, noticeable difference. I'm from Nigeria, but I'm American now, you know so that is something that you need to also consider. Now, get good at discipline with some practice. Like I said, practice makes perfect. So you have to constantly try and try and try. Keep on trying until you become better at it, at something that you once struggled with. So you have to constantly try. You have to I'm talking to you, Lappy. Yes, I already did. Just introduce yourselves in the comments. I already asked, I already asked about you guys, my audience. So go ahead and introduce yourself in the comments, Lappy. Thank you. So don't forget to also join us every Sunday on this channel. Now, for some people, resisting chocolate cravings. yeah, is something that they've struggled with. Some people just crave chocolate. Honestly, like I said, I used to be a foodie, but I can't remember. I can't even. It's been so long. I can't remember a time when I saw food and the food is calling me, and I just can't control myself, and I just have to go the first time, second time, third time, fourth. No, I can't. Like it's been quite a long. I mean, quite a while. That's so it's something that you get better at gradually, but don't stop. You know, don't stop. And in case you're wondering, why should I care about building self-discipline? Why should I care? Why can't I just live my life anyhow? Oh, thank you, Lappy Tappy. Thank you. I appreciate that. And where are you watching from? I'm in California. Where are you watching from? So the reasons why you need to care about building self-discipline for yourself is, number one, it helps to reduce anxiety. Yes. Things that other people are struggling with, typically you would struggle with it. But when you build self-discipline, you're good. Like it's no biggie. It's nothing, right? It becomes nothing. So when we feel, that we're in control of our own emotions and reactions, then we can, focus on the things that we need to do instead of worrying about what can go wrong. Yes. The truth is, when your mental health improves, your ability to make decisions also gets easier. And the truth is, when you are self-disciplined, you're able to increase your ability to achieve your short-term and long-term goals. You're able to achieve your short-term and long-term goals. There was something I told someone last week. So when I Anime Gringo, thank you. Oh, awesome. You're in Texas. Thank you so much for joining. Anime, where are you watching from? So last week I talked about, I was talking to a client last week, and I told the clients that back when I was in grad school, that and I was studying for my master's degree, that when I'm sewing, because I was sewing to pay my school fees. I've said that so many times. And when I'm sewing, I don't stop when I'm tired. Yes, I get tired, no doubt. But I don't stop when I'm tired. I only stop when I'm done. Oh my goodness. That's not why we're here, Lappy Tappy. We're here to discuss, how to master the art of self-discipline. And this is part of it. We're discussing how to, be self-disciplined. And another reason why you should cultivate the habit of self-discipline is that you will be happier, because discipline leads to progress. Yes, discipline leads to progress. It may take a while, it may take time, but I'm telling you, it's worth it. It's well worth it. And when you're progressing, then you're successful. Yeah, it leads to success. So when you cultivate self-discipline, you're going to be more confident in yourself. You're going to be happier because of how far you've come. You can look back and say, oh, I was in that place before, I can't remember myself being there. So it means that you are growing. And the truth is that according to research, when you learn how to be more disciplined, it's going to impact on even your attitude positively. It will impact on you, your assertiveness, your conscientiousness, and it just makes you way different from everyone else. Yes. And it also helps to improve your mood, and outlook on things that you have to accomplish, whether your career, work, home. The fact that with God on your side, definitely you've got it under control. It's not something that you need to, you need to bother your head about it. And you will be more resilient. Yes, you're going to be more resilient if you practice the art of self-discipline. There are times that we're not motivated to go on social media, yes, or even watch anything. The more you resist distractions, the easier it becomes for you. The more you resist distractions, the easier it becomes for you. For someone like me, for me, remember I said, I don't stop when I'm tired. I only stop when I'm done. I should stand up. Hey, wahala. Okay, I'm going to put a picture of my dress on my page when I finish. Okay, thank you. I'm going to put a full picture of my dress on my page. Okay, I hope that's that's going to make you a bit happier. Okay, somebody asked a question. Oh, Anime Gringo. Okay. Thank you. Awesome. I go live every Sunday, so it would be nice to have you every Sunday. Okay, Anime Gringo said it's like having a baby Oh, you're a guy. Even though you're a guy, a few mothers regret the process of having their children. Okay, I'm trying to understand. A few mothers regret the process of having their children. Okay, I'm trying to, link it to the topic right now. I'm trying to understand. Can you please expatiate what you mean by that? Thank you. So and here are 6 ways to build self-discipline. If you're someone that struggles with self-discipline, number one is to write out your goals. What are those things that you want to achieve? A lot of times we just say, oh, I want to do this, but because it's not written out, it's not in writing, you tend to forget. You tend to maybe lose focus, or you're distracted and you move on to other things without accomplishing that main thing, without accomplishing your goals. So you need to write them down. These are ways to actually build self-discipline. And number two is to practice prioritizing. Yes. Well, I studied economics for my first degree, and my second degree is in business. You need to have, like a scale of preference. Make a to-do list. Plan which one is most important, and you take them out first. Whatever is most important out of all the tasks that you need to accomplish, you do it first. So if you want to practice self-discipline, then you need to itemize what are the most important things that you need to do. Write them down, and once you're done with that, then you can now arrange them in order of preference. That's the language, the terminology that we used back then. Create this, that scale of preference. What should you do first before what is most important for you to achieve or do before you do the next thing? Then go ahead and oh, okay, now I see. Okay, Anima Gringo said, I'm referring to the process of discipline. Yeah, discipline is painful, but in the end and rewarding, just like having yes, I love that. Thank you so much for that brilliant explanation. You're so right. The process of getting pregnant is not a day's job. It's so hard. It's so tough. Anytime I remember my first trimester, I'm like, I'm done. My first trimester, I am so useless. I am telling you. I was pregnant with my last baby in grad school, and I remember that first trimester, and I had to attend. We had to do a couple of group assignments and classworks, and it was hard talking. It was hard talking. I had a very hard time. So yes, you're so right. Pregnancy is such a very painful process, but we thank God for the grace and his mercy. So you need to practice prioritizing. Yes, you need to practice, prioritizing what is most important. Now, next thing you need to do is to know your weakness. What is something that you struggle with? What is your weakness? So people, their weakness is games. They play too much games. Like they can play games from morning till night, So you need to, acknowledge where you struggle, and that is going to be the first step in changing your habits. That will be the first step. When you acknowledge that, okay, I struggle with this thing. Okay, I think I need help with this thing. Yes, that's the first step. The moment you realize that you need help with something, then I need you to be proactive. Yes, I need you to be proactive. And I'll also give you an example. I was going to mention this, but I forgot earlier. So, yes, absolutely. No, I do not. Come on. I love, love, love being a mom. Yes, I love it. I'll do it all over again if I have to. Like, if I have to, but I'm not. We're not doing this. We're done. So, like I said, you need to so back in grad school, because I was posting by myself at the time. I didn't have an assistant. I was posting for me on Instagram. So, and this Instagram was really distracting, and I had a lot to do. Being a wife, a mom, a student, an entrepreneur, a fashion designer. It was a whole, and also a YouTuber. It was a whole lot. So guess what? I would post, and I posted on Instagram 4 times every day. Guess what I did? On Instagram, I'll post in the morning and I would delete Instagram. That's how much I'm focused, yes, on achieving my goals for the day, because I don't even have the luxury of staying online and wasting my time online or watching this and watching that, and I'm unable to accomplish the other things I need to do. Those things are extremely important for me. So, and I can't afford to, not do them. So what I would do is I'll post on Instagram and I would delete Instagram app. Yes, I would delete Instagram in the afternoon when I'm ready to post the second time. I will re-download the Instagram app and I would post and delete. That was what I did. Yeah, 4 times a day. Same thing for Facebook. I did that. At the time, there was no scheduling feature. There were no apps at the time. It was later I found out about later app, later, and one other app that I was using at the time. I would pay just to take that stress off of me. But if you have to delete those things that distract you, please go ahead and do that. Please go ahead. It's worth it. Yes, it's worth it. Turn them off, while maybe you need to study, turn them off, stop. Or yesterday I had to do certain things and I could not be on the phone at the same time. Ordinarily I would be on the phone, but I was like, no, if I want to really get this thing done, I got to get off this phone and give it maximum concentration. Otherwise, I'm going to make a lot of mistakes and I'm going to mess up everything. So guess what? I stayed away from the phone. So don't get in your own way and don't lie to yourself about who you are. You know your weaknesses, and then work towards, you already know your weaknesses and you want to, do everything within your power to eliminate distractions. Now, you can also get people to hold you accountable. You can get an accountability partner. You can get a friend. Maybe you might tell the person, okay, this week I want to lose 2 pounds, and then you're like, okay, let's bet. I'm not encouraging betting, but you're like, okay, if I lose 2 pounds, I'm gonna give you $100. If I lose 2 pounds, I'll take back my $100. You can try it. But if I don't lose 2 pounds, then you can take the $100. You can do that just to stay accountable and tell yourself that you can actually do these things that you really want to do. So if it's something that you really, really want to do, find an accountability partner, a friend, a sister, a church member, a colleague, a classmate. Just find someone, or your best friend, and make them, tell them to, keep you accountable with the goals that you have set for yourself that you don't want to miss. So you really, really want to, do these things and not, miss out on them. So getting an accountability partner is the way to go until you get to a point where you're self-disciplined, you're self-motivated, right? And you don't have to rely on anyone to hold you accountable anymore. Now, you need to also change your perspective. Yes, you need to change your mindsets. See, our mindset is everything. Yeah. And it determines how we do what we do and how we push forward. But it's okay to also, stumble, but you have to learn from your mistakes and focus on doing better next time. Stay positive. Don't keep looking back. Sometimes we self-sabotage ourselves. Sometimes we tell ourselves no. You have to tell yourself, well, I try to tell people you are not qualified to tell yourself no. Maybe you need to tell yourself, when you want to do the next time you want to do something and by yourself, you discourage yourself. Yesterday, I and my friend were discussing a business plan, and she sent me a long text about how it might not work out. And I'm like, you know what? Go for it. It still doesn't matter. Go for it. When you get to that point, to the point where you're like, okay, I've done everything within and above, I've gone above and beyond. But now I can push forward. That's okay. But don't self-sabotage yourself. That's why you need to change your mindset. That this thing I want to do is going to be successful. I will do this thing that I've set my mind to do. And in case anyone is even doubting that's I always say to my channel, that if anyone is doubting how far you can go, please go so far that you can't hear them anymore. Maybe you find yourself in the midst of, naysayers. You find yourself in the midst of doubters. You find yourself in the midst of people who don't believe in you. Maybe you might need to, change your circle, so that they don't, because your mindset is everything. The things that you hear can mess up your the way you think. So you want to constantly put yourself in the midst of positive people. See, as an entrepreneur, you have to really be, you must be crazy enough to believe in your wildest dreams, right? But you have to believe in your dreams anyway, because why? It is very possible. Yes, all of your dreams are valid. So be very, very mindful. Change your perspectives and the people around you if you need to. Also be mindful of your urges. Yes. Coming out of your comfort zone is something that you need to deal with. It's something that you need to get used to. Set a timer for yourself. Permit yourself to do nothing but a specific task. For someone like me, I do that as well. Because when you do that, you're now more aware of procrastination, and your instincts to run away from a challenge. So please go ahead and set a timer for yourself to accomplish a particular task. So for me, I when I get on my computer and I want to work, like I'm there to work, maybe I have a couple of hours to spend, then I would divide everything I need to do into different things so that I accomplish this one first and then I move to the next. Because if you try to do everything at once, you may not even get any one right. So please, you might need to, set reminders, prioritize what is most important and do it first. Get it out of the way first, and then you can move on to other things. You know, please forgive yourself and move forward. Forgive yourself and move forward. You don't need you're not traveling backwards. A lot of people travel backwards every day. We are moving forward. Don't keep looking back and stop wishing, oh, I could have, would have. No. Mistakes are learning opportunities, yes. And understand that nobody is perfect, including me. So be kind to yourself and know that you can do better next time. So, guys, you must also have a backup plan. Yes. Creating an action is actually great, but sometimes things fall things fall through. And that's why, having plan B might come in handy. So do not worry yourself when the road is bumpy. Your backup plan will help you pick up right where you left off. It's going to help you stay organized. It's going to help you stay focused and motivated to work on your goals. And I hope that with these few points of mine, I've been able to convince you and not confuse you that you can practice, self-discipline. And maybe if you want, we can continue next week with some examples of, self-discipline, some self-discipline quotes and affirmation, and, a lot of thoughts that'll help you kickstart your self-development, your self-discipline, development. If you'd like me to continue with this topic next week, please let me know. But for now, I want to say big thank you to all of you that joined me today. It was really nice hanging out with you, and definitely I hope to see you next week with another exciting topic if we do not continue with this one. But till then, keep winning and keep sparkling for your God justice. Take care, guys, and bye for now. Love you. Bye, guys.